For me, KT's roots are in surfing. I've been shaping surfboards now for 30 years, and that's where the passion and the influences really come from surfing, and then that sort of feeds everything else, from windsurfing to foiling to all these other sports. Working with the team, making the boards tight, light, work well, evolve designs. That whole process and all that I learned from surfing really goes into the other sports. But at the base, KT really is a surf brand. Welcome to episode 2 of the factory tour. I'm Keith Teboul. I'm the head shaper for Quattro, Goya, and KT. In episode 1, we showed the beginning process of our more molded and EPS technology, from how we blew the blanks, the EPS foams, the molds, the pressing, and all that. In this episode, we're going to go into how we produce our surfboards. The technology in a PU surfboard is a little different than EPS molded boards. This is the area where they produce all their PU blanks. And a PU's polyurethane blank. It's a blank that's been used in surfing for years and years and years. The formulas have developed, have gotten better, have gotten stronger and lighter. And this is what we do for most of our surfboards. And this area is a different area than the EPS, which we already went over. And so it has its own area, its own formulas, its own team, and its own molds. You can see here they're opening up a mold, and that's a PU blank. So starts from a liquid form, gets poured in this mold, and then gets pulled out. And then basically it's going to get cut in half, a wood stringer put in it, and then it'll get checked. The paper's there to protect the mold and give the blank a little bit of texture. Voila. We're going to weigh it, make sure it stays consistent. So at this stage, the blank came out of the mold, pulled the paper off of it, and it's sitting here kind of just doing its final curing. Once it's cured, it'll get cut in half. We have the stringer that reflects the curve of the blank, and basically this stringer will get put inside here and glued together and clamped, and then once that gets hard, this will be used to cut one of our PU surfboards. Once the blank is pulled from the mold, it gets sent to a quality control area where it checks for voids and any blemishes. So they look through the blanks here, you can see. We're looking for if there's any bubbles or hollow spots in the blanks. And if there is, it gets rejected, and if there aren't, then it gets passed to the next stage of lamination or whatever needs to be done. So that's super cool. If the blank passes that control, it's then sent to the CNC where it gets cut and it starts the process of turning into a surfboard. You were saying you have about 30 machines? Something like that?
Officially.
Yeah.
Probably some more extra I eat in somewhere.
And it's cool because it looks like you've got different kinds of machines for different things. Some that are more industrial.
And then we even got machines for boats.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like all the thicker stuff.
Yeah.
More rough stuff, and then it comes to the more refined surf shapes. We're in the CNC section of Cobra. You can see here we have an Aku shaper machine. We're about to mill the bottom of one of our boards. They have 12 Aku machines The Aqua machine is really a standard machine in the industry. It's used all over the world. It's very precise, it's quick. Each brand has its own operator. So you can see here, we have the vacuum cups that hold the board down. And we have these things, I think they're called actuators. And that's basically when you flip a board, you flip to those levels, and that makes sure that the thicknesses are correct. So you can be super, like do a bunch of cuts and have something you barely touch, or you can do something that's a balance between cutting quicker and then being able to shape a bit more. So it's just a balance, but about 20 minutes. The foam is really good here. Really consistent. It's the best. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You can see after.
Look at it like it comes off the machine like
after
so
machine,
smooth. Yeah. That is super cool.
It's the phone, I think, of the whole thing.
It is, for sure.
It's all because the phone.
Yeah,
like
it all starts with the core, yeah.
This guy, when this team over here waves the blanks, they check the rocker. If everything is 100%, they pass it, otherwise they send it back. The blank get the quality control, the CNC get the quality control. Now this guy triple check whatever is passed through, that everything is within spec.
Weighs it,
Check the rocker. If there is any big bubbles or whatever. Any sign is part, of course. So at every stage, if we have when the customer has a claim for any reason,
you can look at every stage.
we can go back to the production card from the
Yeah.
serial number, and we can see who signed
And did what?
and at which stage there was a problem. We can get who passed the board, basically. He doesn't get fired,
But you can just see.
at least we can tell him
Yeah.
to keep an
eye
extra.
on it.
Exactly.
Come into my world. So this is called all the shaping bays in the surf zone. These guys have been at it for years. They probably are the guys that have shaped the most boards on the planet. So day in, day out, they shape. And I mean, basically it's the same machine I have at home. Lisa Ripley does the same thing. So the pre-shape is there. I know what I'm getting, and then I work with the local shapers here, and I tune them up on how I want my rails round, where I want my edge, tuck, you know, all that flow thing, and they get me what I want. You know, you can see he's working on a board here. You've got all the rail templates on the back, so they can check the rail template in 3 or 4 or 5 different sections of the board. So if they have any questions or how the rail should be, the rail template's going to give them that answer.
He probably now does 10 to 15
a day.
Supposed to do 8 to 10.
So let's say 10.
Yeah.
That's 70 a week.
70 a week, multiply for
That's 3,500 a year, roughly, maybe.
Like
maybe
that.
4,000. So he's probably, how long has he been here? 10 years?
No, it's been more. It's
More?
probably
Imagine he's-
15. Now I'll show you a guy that has been here for 35 years.
He's probably done 30, 40, 50.
That he probably went to, I don't know, many.
Yeah.
Here you can see basically all the templates, all the outline for tails.
Here's my little box right here. There you go. Outlines, KT. My guy's over here. Hello. Nice to see you. Thank you.
This guy basically made
Yeah, he does a million boards over the years. I work with him every time I come. He's amazing. I can, have the shapes done on the machine. So I'm getting that base, and then I work with him to turn the rails, get what I want. Like, we work together while I'm here and just tune up the shapes about how I want, if they've changed or not. And then when I leave, I know that he's gonna be taking care of my boards, making that rail soft and hard where I want, everything I want. So I can leave feeling confident that I'm gonna get what I need. This is the man. Thank you. Thank you. Like I was saying, here we have our pre-shaped blank. I send this file to Cobra before I come. They put it on the machine, go through that process we kind of checked out, and you can see this beautifully finished shaped, or I should say machine shaped file. This is a new board I'm working on for next year, new helix. So it's kind of like a mid-range step up. This is just kind of what we do. Every time I come, we can work together. And again, this is no different than me working with Adam on Maui. Back in Maui, it's the same thing. We work together, we work on tuck, we work on everything, and we're always evolving. I want to feel good about producing my stock boards, and that the rails are correct, that the foam is well produced, that it has a good feeling. Well, I have the helix, the crusher, the fringe, the yardstick, the mini stick. Forgetting something, I have 2 different twin fins. So that's 7 different boards in the range, maybe even 8 now, that we, every year to 2 years, we redo, with our newer improvements, whether it's the rocker or rail size or whatever it is that we come with. And then we also offer these different boards in different technologies. EPS carbon, the PE stringer, different resins, different tints, whatever. Whatever I can think up, these guys can do. So basically here, once the board's finished, then we'll go to, the fins get marked, and then they will route the boxes, and then it basically goes to the lamination stage from there. And then it goes to a different department depending on what kind of construction it is. This is a basic PU, and so it'll go to a department where it gets the fin plugs put in it, and then it gets laminated, and off we go. Here you can see the next step is putting the boxes in. So we go in here in the routing room. And you can see here from, they're doing either FCS or future. So they've marked all the fins, yeah. He's gonna route the FCS plugs. So he's got his marks, have our jig. And then from there, he's got his router bit specifically set to a depth. And that's what's going to cut the box out so they can put in the FCS2 system. And then he'll check the depth, make sure that it's deep enough. You always want it a little recessed, so there's a little room. So they set them in with resin, fill all the voids, get them to the level and the degrees that they want. And then you can see they have the jigs so that when they put the fin system in here, this makes sure that the fin gets put at the right angle. So you can eyeball it and tweak them a little bit and get them to the shaper's specs. And that's critical. You're off 2 degrees on one side and another, the board's gonna feel completely different. So that's the critical QC. Once that gets hard, then they can pull these and pull the tape, get it ready for lamination. which is basically, you know, the final steps before the board gets finished, sanded and logoed and whatever else. Well, we're headed into the lamination area. This is where every operator comes and basically gets their resin mix. So they come with an order, they have a board they need to do, which comes with an amount of resin that they need, and they just tell them, they mix it up for them and they go to the board and they laminate. This is the lamination stage, and this is a PU board with a wood stringer, and we're using epoxy resin on it, and this is the stage after the shaping stage from the machine. We use a 4 ounce on the bottom, and we usually do a double 4 on the deck. So basically, he'll laminate the bottom, he'll let that resin cure out, then he'll prep the deck, and then he does the deck in 3 or 4 hours or the next day. So this is the epoxy area, yeah?
And then we have, and this is only lamination. In another room we do the hot coat, and in another room we do the polyester resin. We always keep them separate to avoid
Contamination, yeah. So here she's putting on these little stickers to make sure that no resin gets in the boxes, because the next stage is going to be the hot coating. So this is the hot coating stage, the final stage, wet resin stage. Basically, she's wetting out the surfboard with resin to fill any little voids, fill the weave, and basically create a surface that can be sanded and bring the shape back to the original. So yeah, here we're at the final sand stage. So they have lots of lights set up. Good light is important. At this point, now this board just gets like a light spray finish on it, just to really finish it out. And then, you know, this is my current stock plate lunch. This you can just take right off the rack and go rip. So I have a plate lunch, plate lunch, plate lunch. It's kind of like all around groveler. I have a twin fin vagabond. I have the fringe, which is like a small wave, just groveler. I have our thruster, sort of mini tanker. Goes from 6.6 all the way to, you know, 8.0, I believe. So yeah, got quite the diverse set of boards here. These boards are ready to get their last spray finish. So it's just the last spray that they do on the board to make it all sort of uniform and make it look consistent and even. It's just a clear that gets put on to completely seal it and get it ready for the rack or for the water. So this is one of the final stages. Once it passes through this stage, it'll go to the boxes back here, get packed up and shipped. So what they do here is they check the fins, make sure the fit's good, check for any little like blemishes or flaws, check the logos, rails, you know, all that. Check the edge, which is super critical. We want it really sharp in the back, and just all the final little details that make the board, and that then the customer's getting exactly what we wanted. Yeah, so right here they're checking the fin fit. They tighten the screws, they make sure the fin goes in and out. We wouldn't want to have a board that has a sticky fin, and they're putting the screws in so that that it comes with it. And yeah, final QC check from all the work that's gone into it to make sure that the boards are exactly what we want. Once the boards are finished going through QC, they'll go behind us here and they'll get boxed up and shipped wherever we need them shipped.